Hi guys, welcome back to the series. We're picking up the story as Jesus is in the Decapolis, or this region known as the 10 Towns. It's a fairly non-Jewish region where people have heard about Jesus, but he doesn't necessarily have many followers that come from this vicinity. And in Mark's Gospel, we're seeing a couple of things at play here. On the one hand, Jesus is training and sending out his disciples to go and do the things that he himself has been doing. And on the other hand, he's going to these new areas where word about who he is beginning to spread and people are coming to hear about him. And here are some men who fall into that category. Some men who are just learning, they're just hearing about Jesus, and they bring a friend to him who is both deaf and mute, and they ask Jesus to lay his hands on him. And I love that picture, even for those who are just working out who Jesus is, and maybe you don't consider yourself to be a follower of Jesus or a particularly religious person, you can still bring your needs before Jesus. You can still come to him and ask him to help you, to bring healing, to bring a touch to a loved one. You don't need to know any special words or even have any specific idea of what it is that you're asking. It's just about coming to him. And so these guys asked Jesus to place his hands on the man. Why? Maybe they've seen Jesus heal in that way before. Maybe they've heard that that's the way that Jesus has been healing, by laying hands. But Jesus doesn't do that. He actually puts his fingers in the guy's ears, and then he puts some spit on his tongue, and then he looks to heaven and he says some Aramaic word that I'm not going to try and pronounce here, but literally means to be opened, and the man is healed. He gets to hear, he gets to speak, and everyone's excited. It's an amazing time yet again. And as I read this story, I think, wow, what if these guys had been too afraid to approach Jesus? What if in their lack of knowledge or lack of awareness of who he was, they held back? And I wonder today if there's many who are holding back from approaching God out of fear. Perhaps out of fear of religious people who might get in the way, and perhaps out of a fear of not knowing exactly how to approach God. And I just want to encourage you guys, if that's you this morning, just to remember that it's in the coming that Jesus responds to, as people come to him in humility, in quiet trust, even in desperate faith, recognizing that even if they don't know what to ask as they come or how to ask, that it's in the discovering that the important thing is who to ask. And so I want to encourage you, if you have a need, if you're seeking a touch from God, and even if you don't consider yourself to be a believer, a religious person, or a follower of Jesus, come to him anyway and bring your needs before him. Just see what he might do in your life.